Okay, in the interest of time, what I did was put in all the users and all the groups and create all the files before I started the video going. So I'll just go back to the top if I can. There we go. And give you a chance to look at the commands that I used to set up the users if you're interested. And that should be sufficient. And then we'll go down here and you can see the commands that I used to set up all the different folders and directories. And I even put an extra text file in here. And I wrote some text in it. Bob was here, which I used cat to show on the screen. And if you click on the folder button up here, you can see under advertising, we have a print directory, a radio directly, and that text file that I made. And radio has the radio ad MP3, so it doesn't sound very good. And the print has two posters, and they're kind of boring looking, but at least they're there. So now, let's see. You can see the commands that I use to set the permissions. Let's just see if I've got it all done right. So first thing I'm going to do is switch over and become our first user, who is Rachel. Dun, da, da, da. So SU Rachel, and ask for the password, which is Rachel. And there she is. And I'm going to change her directory here, /home Rachel. And I'm going to take a look at her groups. And there's Rachel in marketing. Yay, very good for her. And now she should have permission to write in the file that I created for myself. So, Rachel, file's name is home Bob advertising /text file. No, home Bob text file. And there it is. It says Bob was here. I'll just add Rachel visited, and we'll leave. And now we should also see if Rachel can make a file of her own. So we'll see if she can touch something in the advertising directory, text file 2, and let's just see if that works out to exist. There we go. Whoops, that's the wrong one. 2, please. And here's the new file. Rachel made this. Good girl, Rachel. You're catching on to this much faster than I did. And now, let's just see if she can do the listing that she's supposed to be able to do. Home /Bob /advertising. And I think you can see it better than I can, but the permissions all look to be right there. Rachel can read and write those files, but she can't execute them. That's too bad. Maybe that's wrong. But anyway, we'll move on. And now we're going to become Richard. And we'll type in his password, Richard. And we'll see what groups. Oh, we'll change to his directory. Oh, I forgot something. CD. We'll do it this way. There we go. And now, what are Richard's groups? Dun, 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 dun. We'll see that he's very happily in design. Let's see if he can go and leave his name in the guest book for this assignment. Dun, 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 dun. And no, sadly for poor Richard, Bob, or Home Bob Advertising text file is not available for him. So he's just going to have to get by without that, but maybe he can touch a file. That would be nice for him. He wouldn't have to feel so completely left out. So we'll use the code from the last command. And Richard cannot touch that poor guy. He's probably a little disappointed about this. And now we'll just see one last doohickey here, if he can take a look at what's going on in the advertising directory. And cannot open directory, permission denied. Poor Richard can't go where Rachel goes so easily. So now I'm going to become myself again. And I'm going to change back to my directory. I don't know if I need to do that, but I think it's the tidiest thing to do. And I'm going to go to do the commands at the first part of the lesson, which we skipped in the interest of getting a gap-free production video. So I'm going to use sudo and apt-get install GIMP, and let's see what happens. Dun, da, da, da. Lots of things. Yes, and I'd like more. And that's done. And then for the updates, sudo apt get dun, 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 update and Not much to update on the system tonight. And now we'll go to question 5, where we're backing up our directories, our files, and compressing them at the same time. So the whole thing is supposed to end up, pardon me, in a directory called backup. So the first thing to do is make the directory. Whoops, I guess I don't really need that. There we go. And then for safety's sake and just to make sure everything goes where I want it to go, we'll change this to backup. And then tar, I think is short for tarball, lots of things that get stuck together. And J will bring us to the BZ, what is it? bzip2, and then I will add V so we can see a lot of fireworks and get a look at all the files that are going to be backed up. And I'm doing it on December the 8th, and it's home that's backing up. So tar V for verbose, backed up December 8th. That's meaningful enough. And look at it all go. And there we go. That's all done. So I want to thank you very much. You've been a great audience. And I just have time to get to the corner store before the Raptors game starts. So I'm going to say goodbye now.